So I've just taken part in a panel discussion around employment and work readiness, particularly around how I found my own education and what recommendations I can take from that. I had a bit of an unusual journey in that it was a mixture of fumbles and mistakes that turned out quite well. So I went to sixth form, although I didn't really massively enjoy school. I kind of went because it was what everyone else was doing, but I was far more interested in my social life and jobs. So I worked at McDonald's, I worked at a call centre, I worked at Next, kind of all throughout sixth form, and it was all about trying to get money and really just trying to have, fun at 16. But obviously that isn't a long-term plan. Fortunately enough, I did relatively well at sixth form, and so kind of went to university last minute. I think the big one is resilience. I think often we're kind of protected at school around the idea of failure, and I think it's actually accepting that failure is something that we should welcome. It's about learning and developing, and just because we haven't necessarily achieved what we wanted to or achieved what other people expected, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a complete waste, and we can really learn and develop from that. There's a lot to be taken from things not going to plan. I think the main thing, and I wish I had it at school, was just meeting employers, understanding different organisations I could work for, different roles. My family all tended to work in manual labour, so that was the only job that I really knew of growing up, whereas that wasn't something that massively interested me. And so I wish that there were employers that came and said, hey, this is what I do, this is some of the skills that I've worked on, does this interest you? And that would have helped me massively, because it wasn't until 21 really that I had an idea of potentially something I could do for a job. I think the first thing is to really note down everything you're doing, what skills you're requiring. I remember the first couple of years of working, I viewed them as just odds and ends, and although they may have been that, I didn't really take in time to grow and develop. I just saw them as a chance to make money, and I wish that if I'd gone back, I could have asked to get some certain experience and making the most of those opportunities, because they were great companies to work for. It was just my priorities were not on career development.